The world is talking, but the Philippines is suddenly in the spotlight for a reason most didn't expect. Something happened that is quietly reshaping travel trends, investment, and even American perceptions of an entire nation. A statement by U.S. President Donald Trump has ignited curiosity, excitement, and shock in equal measure. Americans are booking flights, moving capital, and reconsidering the Philippines as more than just a tropical getaway. But what exactly did he say, and why is it sending thousands to the archipelago in 2025? Before we dive deeper, take a moment to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the shocking details in this story. Trust me, you'll want to see how this unfolds in ways no one could have predicted. It all started during a casual interview that quickly went viral online. Trump's words were blunt, controversial, and charged with his signature dramatic flair. He praised the Philippines in a way no one anticipated. Not for politics, not for diplomacy, but for its people, its culture, and the opportunities he claimed were untapped like nowhere else on Earth. Social media exploded. Headlines ran with snippets, some misinterpreted, some exaggerated, and some eerily accurate. The effect was instantaneous. Americans, both curious and opportunistic, began exploring the Philippines as a new frontier for travel, business, and investment. The ripple effect is visible in cities and provinces across the country. Airports report a surge in U.S. arrivals that far outpaces previous years. Hotels are fully booked months in advance. Property websites report a spike in interest from foreign buyers looking to relocate, open businesses, or simply experience life in a place Trump described as underrated, energetic, and full of potential. Tourism experts are scrambling to understand whether this is a passing trend or the start of a seismic shift. Meanwhile, locals are caught between pride and concern, wondering how a few words from a foreign leader could suddenly change the rhythm of their daily lives. Some Americans cite Trump's remarks as a wake-up call. They see the Philippines as a country that has long been overlooked, despite its growing economy, vibrant culture, and welcoming population. Entrepreneurs, investors, and digital nomads are flocking to cities like Cebu, Davao, and Manila, but also venturing into previously quiet provinces that rarely saw international attention. There is excitement, yes, but also tension. In towns unaccustomed to sudden international attention, infrastructure strains, prices rise, and cultural shocks ripple through communities that were once insulated from global trends. Meanwhile, the statement itself is dissected endlessly. Analysts debate whether it was praise, political maneuvering, or a mix of both. Trump's exact words, delivered with emphasis and a hint of exaggeration, painted a picture of the Philippines as a land of opportunity, resilience, and untapped wealth. In his framing, the country is a hidden jewel, one that Americans are just beginning to notice, and those who act fast will benefit immensely. That sentence alone has fueled speculation, dreams of investment, and even relocation plans across the United States. Economic indicators now show the first tangible effects. Flight bookings are up by over 40% from the previous year. Luxury resorts report higher occupancy rates, and real estate agents say inquiries from U.S. buyers have surged in unprecedented ways. Social media platforms are flooded with hashtags, memes, and viral videos about Americans exploring hidden islands, cultural festivals, and even suburban communities in small provinces. The Philippines has suddenly become a trending topic in circles far removed from politics, tourism, or finance. It's now a phenomenon tied to perception, curiosity, and the power of a single statement. Yet this sudden influx is not without its consequences. Some locals report skyrocketing prices for basic goods and housing. Traffic congestion and public service strain become immediate challenges in urban centers. Traditional business owners worry that foreign investors may outpace local entrepreneurs, changing the economic landscape in ways that are unpredictable and irreversible. The excitement that Trump's words ignited comes with a shadow, one that not everyone is prepared for. Meanwhile, some critics argue that the hype is a double-edged sword. They caution that basing travel or investment decisions on celebrity statements or viral clips is risky. They warn of bubbles forming in real estate, tourism, and lifestyle industries. But for many Americans, the sense of urgency is undeniable. The message is clear. Whether or not Trump intended it, a narrative has been born, one that frames the Philippines as a sudden hotspot, and everyone wants a piece of it. Behind the headlines and viral posts, ordinary Filipinos are noticing changes too. Street vendors, local guides, and small entrepreneurs see opportunities they never dreamed of. Yet there's also apprehension. Questions about sustainability, cultural impact, and the long-term consequences of this rapid attention. Will it enrich communities or will it strain them? Will the story of opportunity become a story of tension and inequality? And then, just as the Philippines begins to adjust to this sudden attention, reports emerge of an even more dramatic development. U.S. investors are not just coming to vacation or explore, they're buying islands, opening new business hubs, and establishing permanent residences in areas that were previously quiet. Some of these moves are legal, others controversial, and some spark heated debates in local media. What was once seen as harmless enthusiasm is now escalating into a situation with national implications. The question now looms large. What exactly did Trump's words set in motion, and what is the full scope of what is unfolding across the Philippines? The answers could change not only how the world sees the country, but how the country sees itself. And as more Americans prepare to arrive, the Philippines stands on the edge of a cultural and economic moment that is unprecedented and potentially game-changing. But the story doesn't end here. The deeper truths behind these sudden arrivals, the shadow deals, and the societal ripples are even more astonishing. In the next part, the real drivers behind the phenomenon will be revealed, and they are far more shocking than a viral quote or a sudden travel surge. Behind the viral statement lies a mix of economic trends, social media amplification, and opportunity-seeking behavior that is unprecedented. U.S. citizens, particularly retirees, tech entrepreneurs, and investors, see the Philippines as a rare chance to access a growing economy, low living costs, and a welcoming, English-speaking population. Trump's remarks acted as a spark in an environment already primed for attention. The moment his words spread online, the Philippines transformed from a distant tropical getaway into a hotspot of curiosity, investment, and relocation. The first tangible impact is economic. Hotels and resorts in Cebu, Boracay, and Palawan are reporting record bookings. Real estate agents describe unprecedented interest, with Americans not just renting, but buying property and opening businesses. Local entrepreneurs are now competing directly with foreign arrivals, and markets are adjusting rapidly. Prices for housing and services are rising in some areas, while the influx of international capital drives both opportunity and tension. Social dynamics are shifting as well. Expats from the U.S. are creating communities, opening schools, and participating in local culture. Festivals, once primarily local, are attracting international attendees. While many Filipinos welcome the exposure and economic boost, others fear cultural dilution or losing access to traditionally local spaces. Small towns that never saw foreign visitors are now grappling with questions of identity, balance, and sustainability. Controversies also begin to surface. Some Americans are acquiring land and businesses under complex arrangements, raising questions about transparency and the influence of foreign investment. Local journalists report on rapid property purchases and exclusive agreements, prompting discussions about governance, national resources, and long-term implications. What started as curiosity-driven tourism evolves into a complex story of economic power, societal influence, and cultural negotiation. Yet the human side of the story is just as compelling. In Cebu, a family rents out their vacation home for the first time and earns what once took a year in a single month. Nearby, a small business owner struggles to compete with foreign enterprises. In Palawan, The demand for services boosts income for some, but strains natural resources. Communities are discovering both the benefits and challenges of sudden global attention. Social media magnifies the effect. Travel vlogs, TikTok clips, and Instagram posts fuel curiosity and urgency. Americans see content showcasing paradise islands, affordable living, and vibrant culture, creating a feedback loop that drives even more arrivals. What was a single statement now becomes a full-blown movement, with Trump's words serving as the catalyst, but social media as the amplifier. Local governments are scrambling to respond. Policies are being drafted to regulate real estate, tourism, and business activity to ensure the benefits are shared while minimizing harm. Infrastructure faces strain from increased demand, while traditional neighborhoods navigate gentrification pressures. Residents and policymakers alike must balance the influx of opportunity with preserving local culture, environment, and quality of life. Amid the controversy, there are also stories of opportunity and innovation. New businesses flourish, artisans reach international markets, and local guides profit from the influx of visitors. Teachers, service workers, and entrepreneurs adapt, leveraging the attention to improve skills, income, and visibility. The Philippines demonstrates resilience, showing how a nation can harness unexpected global attention for growth, even as challenges multiply. The most remarkable part is how a single statement has transformed perceptions, behaviors, and economies. Americans are not just visiting, they are reshaping communities and influencing local dynamics in ways that will ripple for years. Trump's words sparked curiosity, but the trend is maintained by opportunity, ambition, and the global flow of information. As the year progresses, the Philippines faces critical questions. How will authorities manage growth without overwhelming local communities? Can small businesses compete fairly with foreign investors? How will cultural norms adapt to this sudden wave of international attention? These are not abstract concerns. They are unfolding in real time, shaping the country's trajectory for decades. And yet, the story ends on a note of optimism. Filipino ingenuity, adaptability, and resilience are on full display. Communities innovate to balance growth and preservation. Americans arrive, but they encounter communities that are vibrant, resourceful, and determined to maintain identity while embracing new opportunity. The Philippines is proving that rapid change does not always have to mean chaos. If managed wisely, it can bring prosperity and transformation. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What do you think about this sudden surge of Americans arriving in the Philippines? Will it be a blessing, a challenge, or a mix of both? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. We want to hear your perspective. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more shocking, eye-opening stories shaping the Philippines and the world. The Philippines has always been resilient, but 2025 has shown how even a single statement, amplified globally, can spark waves of change that touch every corner of a nation. The question is, how will the country and its people adapt to the ripple effects? That story is still unfolding, and your voice is part of it.